And my wife always wanted the couch on the outside. And I think Diogo also wants a couch on the outside. I think this is his dream as well. Huh, Diogo? What a time to be a dog, eh? What a good life. So the baby chooks are out in force today. It's the day before Christmas, so most of the people are at home going shopping. Gave them the day off to spend time with their families, and then obviously tomorrow as well. Only running on skeleton staff just to keep all the animals alive. Somebody asked, what am I going to do for Christmas? Now I'm going to show you one of the best places in the world, and that's what I'm going to do for Christmas. I'm going to have a video. It's got nothing to do with permaculture, just showing you Namibian landscape tomorrow, and hopefully you're going to love this country as much as I do. Okay, so arriving in the township, brought Ims a papaya tree. Let's see, it's shaken loose quite a bit from the drum while we were driving. The road is crap. Brought some fencing materials and a papaya tree as a gift for Ims. We are working here in the back, putting up this fence, and I thought, how funny is it that Mora, good morning, lekker, how are you? Good. And I thought, how funny is it that I'm now in the employ of Emmanuel. He's off, he's not working, and we are putting the fence. Mora, die draad is achter op die bakkie. Ja. Ek is nou by jou. And so we're putting cattle fence or sheep fence, you can say, something like this. And then on top of that we're putting some razor wire, using the other Emmanuel, the one that's building the greenhouse, to help me with this, because he's quite good with putting up fences. And then this will be our next step here, doing this part. Now the zincs and what's going to be a bit of an, we'll definitely need to see how we handle that and make this make sense in the back part. Yeah,
I'm so happy. Me and my family, we are now protected. We got a new fence. It's looking so beautiful. And I want to say thanks, Emmanuel, for doing the great job. So thank you very much. I'm protected.
So I've been pondering now for a while, always pondering. My wife always wants to give me things to make me sleep better, but I have no problem with lying awake. I actually enjoy it quite a bit, most of the times. But I've been pondering, well, looking for the duckies. See, there they are. Hello duckies. Hello duckies. Got a little bit of Bob in them. Bob, you've done good, boy. I'm so glad they came out. They were very, very protected yesterday. Anyway guys, I've been pondering, these worm drum systems have definitely, Alvin Dude's worm drum system has definitely been the best producing, compost producing drums that we have, or compost producing systems that we have. We do have, you can put them in a smaller drum, you can put them in on a tarp, or you can farm them like this, and this produces the best compost. I don't know why there's a pencil in there. I need to speak to the ladies, or one of the kids. Things gets misplaced a little bit. In any case, we've just harvested 1,000 worms out of here, and the main reason I believe it's better than the tarps is simply because the termites don't get to it. Termites on my other compost pile, by the way, Brenda won the compost challenge. Takes a man to admit when you've lost your little compost challenge. Let me run there quickly and show you. So now in Mikon's garden, see the onions are starting to fall over, so they need to be harvested. Let me just walk here. I'm barefoot again. Cherokee is gonna have a field day. I'm not gonna tell her that I've been to the chickens, and she doesn't need to speak to my wife about that. Cherokee is always protecting me from the silly things I do. Anyway, okay, so this is my compost pile, and we planted pumpkins. It went through a disease and it just healed itself. There's still some sick patches, but there's plenty of healthy growth. And so I was on the edge of yanking it out, and here it is, making flowers. In any case, so this is my compost pile, and it looked so lovely and it did so good. And then when I opened it up to tell Brendo and Bessie and Grant that I've got the best compost, and this is what I got. It's still not bad, definitely not bad, but there is so much sand in this, and I never added sand to this. I didn't add a drop of sand to this, and I would say it feels like it's almost 50% sand. It's cool that it's still moist. It really does keep water quite well. And this happens on every compost pile. Whether I put the tar below it or whether I don't, it becomes sand. See, there's a worm egg. That worm egg's going nowhere. Pile is too dry for that. So worm compost producing system. This one was made on bare soil, and it was very nice moist compost. There is some charcoal in there until the termites got into it, and I think what happens is the termites brings up soil and takes the organic matter down. A long term, I do believe it to be a good thing. It's just obviously not a very pretty product. It's good for the land around it, and it's good for the soil around your compost heap, and even the compost might not be that bad. I'm not going to walk through here now. Anyway, it's not a very sellable product, and also not a product that you can say this is now a raw worm compost or fully formed worm compost. And so if I want a sellable product, it seems like my two options are get more worm drums, and they are not that expensive. It's about $350 to $400 each, depending on what stock the pharmaceutical company have available at that stage. Or if I spend about $1,000, then I can put a 4 meter to 4.5 by 4.5 meter square slab down, concrete slab, and that should also deter the termites. So I've been thinking about that as well. Either have like drums all over the place and feed them each a little bit every day. It's a great idea. Maybe in the garden at each row have a drum. Whoever cleans the stables feeds like 2 cups or 4 cups of horse manure to that drum every day. Throw in 20 liters of water, and the gardener is going to be at full time at Mikon's garden, takes that water and gives it to the system. And you can build that slower over time. You can add some over time, something like that, or build these slabs, and which is, I think, cheaper for the amount of compost that you can make, but it's a bigger initial investment. You don't know whether it's going to work. It might not work. It might, I don't know what can go wrong, but things can go wrong. But you get more bang for your buck in terms of the amount of compost you can make. And this is one of the tarp systems, and you can see how it's been torn and eaten. This is double. This is the thickest area you can get now. These are termites that has eaten these things like this. And so yeah, it's the same thing. This was pure horse manure added here, not one drop of sand added, and you can see how much sand is in there now. So I would say about 70% sand. I don't know if you can see that piece of pipe. Yeah, the plastic tarp is definitely not the way to go. Only question is between small initial investments, a system that we know works. The only thing about the drums as well is in that specific drum, a couple of days ago somebody threw a lot of organic matter in there. I don't know who, and I don't know exactly what it was, but when I showed that lady that was here, Marika, when we opened that drum, all of the worms were on top. That whole thing heated up, it had the compost effect inside. And I think we've probably lost like 4,000 worms in there. Luckily there's plenty of survived. There's probably, I would say there's probably 10,000-20,000 worms in there. So many. But, or maybe not, let's say 10,000 worms in there. Yeah. So that's the other thing with the cheaper thing. With the bigger heaps, if it heats up at one space, the worms just move to another spot, so they don't die. They don't breed as quickly, but they don't die as quickly either. And so that is one of my ponderings. This is a site that I like to see. I saw it now from the other side, so I snuck around the big chicks. There's plenty of small chicks grazing outside. When the sun is out, these things run for the shade like you will not believe. They really don't like, really don't like the sun. But they are very happy in here. Chicks, the big chickens were also just lying under the trees when the sun was out. It became cloudy, and now all of a sudden all of them became active. So it's a heat sensitive subject, these chickens. I think we are gonna have to put sprayers out on here to have things grow faster, because they will eat. They will start eating now like crazy things, I think. They're scratching and they're living their best lives. There's some in the horse stables. I think as soon as they start discovering horse poop, then it's gonna be a game changer for them as well. Just talking about Christmas again. So the kids got some Christmas gifts yesterday, clothes, etc. And we call it kisklere. So when my ancestors moved into southern Africa, they were driving in wagons, and they had these clothes that they would keep in the chest on the wagons. The Sunday clothes would go in the chest, and they would call them chest clothes. Come donkey. This is a new donkey. It belongs to one of the ladies stabling here, but I really like him. He still kicks whenever you touch his hind legs. So we had a bit of a discussion this morning about the whole please don't kick me thing. And he's a good donkey, I think. He'll get around, stop kicking people. Huh, donkey? But in any case, so the kids all got chest clothes yesterday. And so this week our plan is to surprise them the crocodile park. So one of my favorite places to visit, I've said that in a previous video in Otjiwarongo, is the crocodile park. Fiona very kindly bought me and Jonita a breakfast there, and so I'm definitely going to use that. And then with more money that people sent for the kids for Christmas, we are going to take them there as well and have them have a decent milkshake and a decent meal and see crocodiles. So I'm going to find out when the crocodiles get fed again, because it's an expensive excursion, but it's and you can go any day, but I want to do it when the crocodiles get fed, which is not every day, and so I think that's going to be quite cool. Then Jeffrey Sachs and Don K, not Donkey, Don K, wanted to thank you specifically for your coffees as well. It's such a nice thing to hear the beep on my phone and receive a coffee, and both of you have been very, very generous. And then Claire, thank you so much as well. It's so awesome to hear a beep every single day. There's one coffee from Claire, and it's because of she's doing a advent calendar gift, and that's so cool. Thank you so much, Claire. So how much is that? Between 10 and 15, 12 milliliters. So that is what we received in the rain over the last couple of days. Say water brings life. Every single drop of water brings life. People forget that easily. Every single drop of water brings life. Anyways, I wanted to thank you. Makes my life so wonderful to have people like you support me. I have so many awesome supporters, and it's just such a nice thing. My little leucaena patch here in the middle of the sheep infested country, they do okay, and they got cold, but they are kicking, so the sheep ate them. This leucaena patch, I wanted it to shade our driveway. The onions we just planted, and we gave them only water when we watered the trees, which is basically never, and they actually came out to be quite a nice size. We had too many, oh, this is quite a big one. We had too many onion babies. The guys planted them too densely. Hey, Georgie! Georgie doesn't know when I'm filming, and he needs to have some attention. Where's Georgie? Anyway, so this is some unloved onions right here. Hey, dog! He just wants to play. Sit. I say. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. I'm all over the place a bit today. Okay, and we have now onions for dinner. I wanted to wish all of you a Merry Christmas. And strange thing is, we don't really celebrate Christmas the traditional way. I don't often say it, but I hope for everybody that does celebrate Christmas the traditional way, that you have an awesome Christmas and filled with love and family. I'm definitely going to be doing that. Going to be with my closest family, and my family that's far away from me normally, and I'm going to pick up my kids tomorrow. We are so happy that we are going to see our kids tomorrow. We can't wait. It's just, the house is so empty without them. Any case, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Oh yeah, I'm going to have a video tomorrow. I'm going to show you Damara land, and it's going to be awesome. Have a wonderful day.